Hello everyone, this is Aditya Mehta and you are listening to podcast on personality development. Your go-to podcast for all the things related to personal development. Today, we are tackling a topic that every one of us has faced at some point in our lives: overcoming stage fright. Whether you are preparing for a big presentation at work, getting ready to speak at a public event, or just trying to improve your confidence, this episode is for you. But hey, before diving into today's episode, make sure to download my latest ebook where I share captivating stories on communication skills. I'm sure these stories will change your perception towards learning communication. The link is in the description, so download the book while we start this episode. Hello and welcome back to today's episode. As I mentioned earlier, today's episode is about overcoming stage fright. Let me start with my own story of the first public speech I ever gave. It was back in 2011 during my first year of college. I was trying to be more extroverted at the time, talking to everyone I could. On this particular day, I had to give a public speech in my classroom about an accounting standard related to fixed assets. Believe me, I gave the worst speech that day. I went blank after every statement and stuttered at least 100 times. I felt so embarrassed, especially since I was the one giving tips to everyone. After that day, I stopped giving tips altogether. I thought I would never speak in public again. But life turned out differently. And now, here I am with a podcast. Today, when I think about it, I always try to figure out what went wrong that day and what I could have done differently to make it a great speech. Here are some things that I came up with. Number one, understanding the fear. On that day, I kept telling myself I wasn't afraid. Instead, I should have gotten to the root of my fear. The first thing all of us should do is understand the root of our fear. Is it about forgetting your lines, stumbling over words, or being judged by the audience? Identifying the specific fear can help us address it directly. Number two, preparation is key. I always thought I could speak well because I knew the concept. It turns out I wasn't confident about the concept because I wasn't fully prepared. And that's the reason I fumbled a lot. Practice your speech multiple times and make sure you know your content thoroughly. This will give you immense confidence. If possible, try to practice at the venue where you will speak. This will help you get comfortable with the environment. Number three, visualization. This is something I have been doing for a very long time now. Whenever I have a seminar or a workshop to conduct, I close my eyes and visualize how I'll speak. Being applauded by the audience, answering their questions, and receiving their feedback and compliments. This positive imagery helps me reduce anxiety and build confidence. Next, I learned is about breathing exercises. I remember that day very clearly. When I was on stage, I completed the speech, but my words weren't clear because of my breathing. When we become anxious, our breathing becomes shallow and rapid. Practicing deep breathing exercises can help calm your nervous system. So before stepping on stage, take a deep breaths through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and exhale through your mouth. This will help slow your heart rate and relax your body. Another thing which I learned is start embracing mistakes. During my first speech, I made one mistake and I panicked. I believe that was my biggest mistake. Remember, no one is perfect. Even the most experienced speakers make mistakes. If you stumble over a word or lose your place, don't panic. Take a deep breath, pause, and continue. Often, the audience won't even notice minor slip ups. I wish I had known this earlier. Another thing which I learned was to seek feedback. After your presentation, seek constructive feedback. Ask your trusted friends, colleagues, or mentors for their honest opinion. Use their feedback to learn and grow. Over time, this will help you become more confident and effective speaker. Now, these are some tips I have learned from years of public speaking. However, if you believe your stage fright is severe and these strategies are not enough, seek professional help. Working with a coach can provide you with personalized techniques and support to overcome your fear. If you want to try out one coach, you can always send me a DM on my Instagram. I'll be very happy to help you out. At the end, I want to tell you that overcoming stage fright is a journey and it's okay to take one step at a time. Remember, every great speaker started somewhere, and each experience is an opportunity to learn and grow. To hear the stories of great speakers, stay tuned for our next season where I will bring amazing co hosts and speakers to share their public speaking experiences. It's going to be incredible. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you feel this episode adds value to your life, make sure to share it with your loved ones. This is your host, Aditya Mehta, signing off from this episode. See you in the next one. Until then, peace